Hey, it's Cheris. Today is Sunday, April the 5th, 2020. Most of the people that I know in the world are trying to be safer at home these days. And people are sort of running into the question of, well, what do I do if I'm at home? And I happen to be a pretty good person to talk to about this because I love being at home and I have lots and lots of projects. I don't really get bored. I get into just different things. I'm super interested in learning more and reading more. And so when I find out new information, I kind of try it out. And so today I'm sharing with you guys some things I've learned over the years about how to make tinctures. What are tinctures? So a tincture is, in fact, the most common one is going to be made with alcohol. Alcohol is vodka. Vodka is the most popular way to extract the medicinal sort of properties of any given herb. Here I have some elderberry. And what's funny is I made this elderberry probably 2 years ago. That being said, it was dried herbs soaked in vodka for 3 weeks, and thus making it a tincture. And then the longer it sits in the vodka, the more potent it becomes. And the tinctures that I'm going to do today, a lot of times I do them with alcohol. You can do this with oil. People use vodka. Vodka is one of the most popular solvents to pull the benefits out of a dried herb. Use this honey, and honey's not talked about as much. You usually think of it a little bit more for flavor, but there's a lot of prebiotic value, which is good gut health in honey, but specifically raw honey. That's really important to note the distinction there. And then honey also has sort of antibacterial, antifungal benefits to it that make it a really great antioxidant. So I'm going to show you today what I'm using is Mississippi Bees raw honey. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about why it's important that it's raw, because all those things I just talked about, that enzymatic value in the honey could be really killed off if you heat it or buy refined. So you really want to use raw if you're going for medicinal value. The two herbs that I have today I'm excited about sharing with you guys are lavender. So you can see that. This is dried lavender. It doesn't have that bright purple you're used to seeing when you see it fresh, because in its dried state, it's more of like definitely a lavender, but like a pale gray, to be honest. And then I also have some dried red roses. So both of these would make excellent teas, and so they would be potentially distilled in water to make tea. Again, distilled in alcohol to make tincture. And what I'm going to do today is show you how to put them in honey. So first with the lavender, what I've done is I've already poured the honey in on top of the lavender. And you see that actually what the honey did was displace the lavender. In terms of the volume, what I tried to do was put in the equal amount of honey as dried herb. That's what I'm going for when I'm looking at the ratio of honey to herb. The herb was in the bottle first. It was just like this. And then I poured the honey over it. And now the herbs need to settle into the honey, and they'll do that over the next day or so. The thing I wanted to also show you guys is that I use wax paper and a marker to go ahead and write on there the date and what the ingredients are, so that when I put the top on it, later on I'm going to know exactly when I started this particular tincture. I've been doing this for 3 weeks now, so I need to know what day I started which one. Your potency is really built in over time. You really start to be able to pull those herbs out. So you want to leave them in the jar for at least 2 weeks. And really, by the time you get to that third week, that fourth week is when you're going to start to sort of see that potency. Another one that I already did, I just did this one a little while ago today, dated 4-5 rose honey. So again, dried roses in the jar, the same amount of rose herbs, whatever the herbs are that you choose. Roses are interesting. I want to share this with you guys because a lot of you know I love the aroma of roses. I love roses, but there's also a lot of benefit, particularly to women. But there's other benefits for everybody that in terms of like mood stimulating. And I think right now, if you seek out those things which enhance your mood, that's also going to help you if you got a little cabin fever. So I thought, why not rose honey right now? And that would be going to make a great honey to use any time of day, really. And then the lavender honey, a lot of you already know that it has sort of antibacterial values to lavender. There's a lot of sort of benefits to lavender that maybe haven't been tested by the FDA, but we all agree that it's at minimum calming, which makes a lavender honey something really good for an evening tea if you wanted to flavor your teas with that. Also go great on like pancakes. I don't eat pancakes, but I'm just saying, like, it goes on really good stuff. So there's that. And for the last minute, I just wanted to also talk to you a little bit about other things that I'm doing to not get bored. I don't really get bored. People know that about me. I make things. So I make earrings like the Nuance Adornments. I draw the characters of Afrotagus. I actually wrote a whole book about some of the, just kind of demonstrating the natural beauty in our hair and really trying to encourage our girls around that idea. And then I also have picked up 2 books this week from a guy that I met on Instagram whose name is Floyd Williams. He has 4 books. He's pretty great. He has daily inspirational talks, and one of the books is called The Unspoken Truth. I haven't started that one yet, but I've started reading The Holy Black Papyrus, and it starts off sort of autobiographical about his journey and his story and really what kind of led him to the path of starting to acquire more information and get stronger in his ability to sort of be able to be a great influence on his community, and his people. The Holy Black Papyrus, Floyd Williams. I've just started that one. So things that I do to keep from being bored.